Hello everyone, so today I'm going to be showing you how I blinged out this super cute Starbucks cup. I have been having this cup just sitting there for around not even playing like a year, because I've been wanting to show you guys how to apply buttons to your cups, and I felt like this one was perfect for the buttons that I had. Yes, buttons guys, it makes your cup go to a whole nother level guys. It looks so adorable. So if you want to learn exactly how to do this, stay tuned and keep on watching. So to begin, I'm going to place some napkins on my table because I do have to prep the cup before I bling it out. So I have my cup right here. I'm going to take off the labels because, like I said, this is a brand new cup guys, so it still has all the labels and everything. I'm going to take off the lid and all that paper that it has inside. So now with my nail file, I'm going to go around the whole cup and take off that finish coat. So I'm going to take all that shine off. This is going to help make sure that the rhinestones attach better to the cup and the results last longer. So as you guys can see right here, I'm going all around this cup, even the bottom edges. Once I was done, I grabbed my alcohol wipes and I wiped off that whole dust off the cup. It did take a few wipes guys. I just have a bunch of these, so I'm trying to get rid of them, use them all up. But if you have a regular alcohol, use that, pour it on a napkin and clean your entire cup. Make sure all that dust is completely removed. And once prepping is done, this is how the cup looks now. I'm going to clean up my area and move on to the next step. So these are the buttons I was talking about guys. Look at these, they're so cute. They're Disney little villains guys, 𝓭𝓸𝓷𝓽 and Maleficent. They're so adorable. So these are the ones I'm going to show you how to apply. I am going to be using a Bob Smith epoxy. I'm going to start off by mixing both. It's part A and part B. They have to mix together to create that epoxy. I'm mixing it with my toothpicks on some sticky notes, making sure it is completely blended together. And this is to prep the buttons because yes, you do have to prep the buttons before you apply them to your tumbler. So this is a pack. I got it from Walmart, I believe, and they do have this little backing in the back of them because they are buttons, you know. So with some pliers, I go ahead and clip those off because the whole point of this is to make the button flat so it can be applied to the surface of the tumbler. But when I remove this backing part of the button, the pieces of the button do come off. You see that? So that's what the epoxy is for, to make sure those attach together once again. So I'm going to apply it very carefully, just a bit, I don't need that much, and apply those pieces together. And I'm going to put those to the side and let them completely dry. So this is what I'm doing to all the buttons. Make sure you remove as much as you can of that backing piece. So like I said, I did do this to all of the buttons right here. You can see I'm doing another one, same thing, removing it. It does come apart. I applied the epoxy and then put the pieces back together. Very simple. So once those were done drying, I made some more fresh epoxy. And now it's time to apply them to the tumbler. So I'm going to choose where I want to place them. I'm putting them on the tumbler, kind of getting an idea, you know, of placement. And once I make that decision, I'm going to apply some of that epoxy to the tumbler. Just a tiny bit, kind of going based off the figure of the button. Just a bit, as you guys can see there, applying it with my toothpick, and then I place the button right over it, making sure it is exactly where I want it to be. And you are going to see some gaps on the side because the buttons are pretty big depending which ones you have. So with the toothpick, I am adding just a tiny bit more epoxy on the edges where those gaps are. And now I'm going to apply a hair tie right over it. This is going to make sure that it stays in place, that it's not moving around, because since the epoxy is fresh and the button is pretty big, that weight is going to make it slide. So to keep it in place, I am using the hair ties. And this is exactly what I'm going to do for the rest of the buttons. I'm going to place them where I want them to be and then put a hair tie right over it just to make sure it stays in place until it's completely dry. So my cup is coming together. I am just about done applying all the buttons. I'm being very careful when applying the hair ties. I work from the top to the bottom just to make sure, you know, my hair ties weren't all over the place and it was easier to apply. Remember to double check your work. Make sure everything is exactly where you want it to be. And now I'm going to let these completely dry. So I left the cup like this for a few days, guys, and it's time to remove these hair ties. Very simple, guys, just remove them carefully. These buttons are going to be completely attached to this cup, guys. You don't really have to worry about it, but still be careful, you know. This one did get stuck to that little Ursula tentacle, so I had to like pull it. But guys, look, everything is still in place. Perfect, guys. So this is how the cup is looking so far, guys. Let me know what you think. Cute, right? Super easy and simple to do, guys, and it takes your cup to a whole nother level. You guys can choose whatever buttons you like. So now to bedazzling. I have a huge mix of pearls and rhinestones and some little chunky rhinestones as well that I was thinking about using perhaps. So once again, I am mixing some Bob Smith epoxy. That is what I'm going to be using to apply the rhinestones. Just a bit, guys, because I am working by sections. I'm not going to apply epoxy to the whole cup. I mixed it up very well, and then I applied it to the tumbler by sections. So as you are working on your cup, do keep in mind those little gaps I was telling you guys about. I am going to be placing more epoxy as I go. So right here behind 𝓭𝓸𝓷'𝓽, there was a gap, so I did fill that in with epoxy when I was working on this section. Again, I am working by sections, so I have enough time to apply rhinestones. So right there, you guys see me applying some of that epoxy behind her just to make sure that it is completely attached to the tumbler. And then once I was done applying that epoxy by section, I just started going in with my mixture of pearls and rhinestones. I did decide to go with the scattered method, so there was no pattern to this, guys. It was just all random, and that's what I did for the whole cup. If I can give you any tips though, is make sure your rhinestones are not overlapping. Always double check your work by sections. Make sure your rhinestones are not overlapping the edges of the cup, and that's pretty much it, guys. I continued doing this throughout the whole cup. If you guys ever have any questions, feel free to ask me down below. This is how my first section looked, guys. Look at this pattern. It's so different, right? It was just some few random rhinestones and pearls that I had left over. So I was like, you know what? Let's make this a mix and let's apply it to this cup because it's going to go perfect because it's purple, you know. And it's giving me those villain vibes, guys, you know. So right here, you guys see me doing another section with my toothpick. I'm getting in those little edges between the previous section. And then once again, just going in with that scattered method. So I finished up the cup and this is how it looks, guys. What do you guys think? Let me know. So I went on ahead and did the scatter method to the whole cup all the way to the bottom, as you guys can see. Look at those little pearlies blended with those rhinestones. I think it looks super cute, guys. But yes, the whole point of this was to show you how to add buttons to your cup, guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Go ahead and be creative, guys. There's so many different buttons to choose from, like these that they sell at Joann's, at Michael's, Walmart. Have fun, guys. Now you know how to do it. I hope you did enjoy this video. I hope you learned a little something. Thank you guys so much for watching. As always, like and subscribe if you have not yet. If you already subscribed, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.